There is a place that I wanted to share with you. Uh, there are some places where you like this club in Wajeer. This club in Wajeer, people call it Ngamia Club. Ngamia Club. There are so many things about Ngamia Club that you may not know. That you may not know, even its shape and how it was built and why it was built. I tried to ask around, but people have taken it for granted that the very little is known about it. The building currently, since independence, is known as Gamya Club. Uh, it is a members club. Its previous and original name was Yatch Club. Yatch Club. Yatch is a sort of a boat. Many people believe that it was constructed in the 40s. Some even say it was constructed in 1942. Coincidentally, around that time is when Wajeer town was constructed. Many people who have been there, unless somebody told them, cannot notice that the building was constructed in the shape of a yacht. Uh, it was constructed in the shape of a yacht. If you can have a what do you call a Google map or a Google picture, yeah, from the sky, you'll see that the shape is like that of a yacht. Uh, I want to tell you why it was called a yacht and why it was called Gamia Club. Uh, for people, modernization of a town, uh, it makes it so much that some of us who were there in the 70s and 80s and even 90s, if we go there, maybe we may even get lost because it is so modern. But if you look at the town the way it was in those years, or if you have that sharp eye, you'll notice that Wajeer is generally a flat town. Wajeer is generally a flat town. So the Mzungu who constructed this yacht club, which was later called Ngamia Club, he looked at the way, you know, Wajeer is a semi-desert, and it being flat, it is in the shape of an ocean. It's in the shape of an ocean because in an ocean or even sea, water makes it flat. Forget about the waves and whatever, but generally it is assumed to be flat. So Wajeer, in its original form, looked like a sea, and it was a sea of sand. So yeah, he really missed yachts. They're called yachts, and he decided to construct a house in the shape of a yacht. When he decided to construct the shape of a yacht, he said that uh, whenever he was idle or anything missing his former life, because from Wajeer to the nearest ocean is quite far. It's I think I'll write it in the comment section. From Wajeer to Mogadishu, not Mogadishu, Kismayo. From Wajeer to Kismayo, I'll tell you how many kilometers, how far it is. So this young European missed the ocean life, yacht life, and he constructed a house in the shape of yacht. But because of modern buildings and what do you call storied houses, it means that you cannot see Wajeer. People call it Wajeer or Wajeer, but it is Wajeer. You cannot notice that Wajeer is uh, flat. During the 40s, 50s, and 60s, the yacht club looked like a yacht in the sea, since, as I said, Wajeer is a flat place. After independence, the yacht club was renamed Ngamia. Why Ngamia? Of course, people say that the camels are the desert sheep. People refer to camels as the desert sheep. Next to Gamya Club, between Gamya Club and the hospital is the police boss's residence, where we used to stay in 1972. Some pictures show that house. Uh, and again, it is really hard to get pictures from Gamia Club, but if some pictures taken, you can see a storied house um, behind behind the Gamia Club. Being a house with one bedroom on the roof, it was one of the tallest houses in the 70s. It was one of the tallest houses in the 70s. Uh, my membership, my membership number for Ngamia Club is 99 of 88. In 1988, I joined it being a member number 99. After I had attended my inspectorate course, before I was appointed to the rank of inspector, one day Lubisia Chengeni called me. He was then the county CID officer. He was the county, nowadays they call CCIO, County Criminal Intelligence Officer, Investigation Officer. He called me and installed me as a member. At that time, there were 98, so he placed my name number 99. I did not go through the procedures that others take. I did not go through the procedure of applying, then forwarding names of 2 or 3 people who know me or whatever. I even don't know how the forms are because I never filled them in. Just went there, saw that the last person was 98 and placed my name as 99. Uh, I also remember a few weeks later, because I was a member and I was not yet an inspector. I remember a few weeks later, before I became an inspector, I was just in the office, idle and whatever. And there is a Mukamba fellow, I'll write his name if I remember, because people who have done very good things to me, I must mention them. If I'm not wrong, the first name was Ben. But if I remember, Ben Mutua, I think Ben Mutua, one or both the names. Or if I remember, if there's any other name, I'll just say. One time he came and looked at me, said that he was sure that I'll get the rank of inspector. So every day he would take me there to Gamia Club. Him being a constable was not entitled to go there. I was also not entitled to be going there as a constable, but Lubisium, there was already rumors that I've been made an inspector, but because of family issues, somebody within the family had undermined me, and so the promotion was delayed. But in other areas, it has already been known that I've been. Even when Lubisia changed and he made me a member, he knew that I'm already an inspector. So I was a constable, yes, and Mutua was also a constable. But since I was a member number 99, he would take me there and buy me alcohol on the promise that he used to tell me that your promotion has come and I'll be buying you alcohol daily until you get the promotion. It used to please me because I said, after all, even if I don't get the promotion, Mutua will get atapata hasara. He'll have spent his money because the agreement was once I become an inspector, I'll refund his money. But once I became an inspector, uh, nobody remembered it. Not in any, no, no, not that I was skipped or anything. He was so jovial that he didn't ask for the alcohol and I didn't give him, and we even forgot because of the joy. Now, that is my membership in 1988. Earlier on, 16 years earlier, that is 1972, I remember uh, we we used to be going there. When I was 72, I was in standard 4, and my father was the county police commander. I remember we were taking sodas while adults were taking alcohol. I saw some adults playing darts. I saw some adults playing darts within Gamya Club. I then asked my dad how darts were played, and he told me that there are two ways of playing darts. One was 301 to 0, and the other one was 501 to 0. I was confused. I was confused because that is the only answer he gave me. But asking a colonial father who happened, a colonial father who, no, asking a father who was a colonial police officer questions more than he was willing to answer would bring bad attention. So I decided to let it that way. But later on, when I became an adult, in fact, I used to, when I was an inspector of police, I used to like playing darts. If there is anywhere I've played darts more than any other place in the world, then it is Ngamia Club, because here I am, an inspector of police, and it is the same club that we used to come when I was in standard 4. Uh, I said from Gamia Club, or if you can call it Yatch Club. From Gamia Club, you you go past the county police commander's house, then you go to the hospital, the county referral hospital. As you behind the county referral hospital, there were or there are uh, junior police quarters. There is a junior police quarters, and as you turn right to the county commissioner's office, uh, next to the before you reach the roundabout. This roundabout is you are coming from the police quarter, junior police quarters residence or quarters. Um, ahead of the as you pass the roundabout, ahead of you is the county commissioner's office, and to your left is the way to CBD Wajeer and all the way to Garissa and Isiolo. But on your right is a road now to Mandera. But before you reach that roundabout, there is what we call Olal well. Olal well is the one that gave Wajeer its name. Olal well gave Wajeer its name. I've been talking about it to Somalis from Wajeer, and they corrected me about Olal well. They corrected me by saying, when they, those days, Olale was the well that never dried. It never dried. Even the hardest, what do you call, whenever there was sun and drought, yeah, the hardest drought, Olale well never dried. But when I've been talking to young Wajir people, they have been telling me that because of the county governments, nowadays they just hear that Olale used not to dry. Because of the county government, investments have been made to so many wells that even when there is a very big drought, uh, even if there is a very big drought, very many wells do not dry up. But in the 90s and backward, before the new constitution or before the county governments, Olale never dried up. Now, when people came with their animals to Wajir, they used to water their animals at Olale or Orlale. And when they are drying their water at Orale, they would uh, they would start talking. Eh? They would start talking. You could go there and be number 32. 32. So when others are going and you move to number 22, number 11, whatever, with that time to pass time, you would talk things which were, in English it is called palava, but in Kiswahili it is called gumzo. Gumzo. So hiyo story mnapiga kupitisha time, as you wait for your time, for your turn, that story, hiyo gumzo, that palava, is what is called in Kiborana Wajeer. 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 So that is how, those are the two landmarks I wanted to talk about today. The major landmark I wanted to talk about was Gamya Club, which used to be known as Yatch Club. And the other major point I wanted to talk about today is Olale, Olale well, yeah, which never dried. And they never called it never dry, but they used to call it as a place, meeting place, or baraza. Is it? Yeah, using the word baraza could also be where you just reach there. Nowadays we call it bunge la wananchi. I hope with those explanation you have understood about what I wanted to talk about.